The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the podcast platform, its affiliates, or even the hosts. The information provided is for general informational purposes only and should not be taken as legal, financial, or professional advice. The host and guests are not liable for any errors of omission in the content, nor for any losses, injuries, or damages arising from the use of the information provided. Listeners are encouraged to seek professional advice relevant to their specific circumstances. Now enjoy the show.
Hello.
Howdy, y'all. Hey, I was about to say, I know the top of that head.
Right. What a hell of a way to start the show. All right, right on. What, man?
That is too funny. You know
Right.
what? Whatever.
Right.
How's your week going so far?
Oh, I'm living the dream. It's nothing like imports and complete chaos. But other than that, I've been great.
Yeah. You know what? That's
The most sanest thing I do is actually hit this, oddly enough. This is the most sanest thing I do. Yeah, during the week. Yeah, everything else is nutty. Absolutely.
It's a pleasure to be a part of your sanest part of your day.
Yes. Thank you.
Can't be mad at that. I'm grateful. Then now, I know it's not going to be just us at the party, but we're going to see what happens.
Yeah, you know, it's not how you take off, it's how you land, right?
You know what?
Yeah.
That's a little interesting. I've had some hard landings.
Yeah. But you survived them, right? Because we already know what happens when you don't survive them. Yeah.
I personally don't know if you. So we'll just figure that out later. Not now.
All right.
Since
Michelle has disappeared, welcome to Run with Sister. I'm RG. Sitting right next to me is my sister,
Penny Owens.
Yeah.
Right? I hope that works. There we go. We going.
Who else?
I'm about to say our sister's coming. It's Michelle with one L.
Hey. Oh, better audio. That's what
that was
about.
better.
Is it better? Okay.
Yeah.
We cooking with fish grease now. Hey, what's up, y'all?
There we go. Yeah. You must have got offline and threatened it. I mean, you work right now.
Work today. Not now, but right now.
Right now.
God. All
The
right.
Geek Surgeon. What up?
How you doing? How you doing? See. Now we're not sure if our brother Ezel is gonna stop through or not, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we always wish him the best. Hey, y'all, do you know we got our officially 100 subscribers on YouTube and on Facebook? Are you kidding me, y'all? Yeah. That is dope. So
thank you to everyone. Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support, man. The first 100 is always the most difficult, man. And you guys have been with us since literally day one, and we appreciate that. That's dope. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, things will start moving and rolling now. Rolling now.
Onward and upward. So
cool.
Next
what?
1,000.
I know. See, that's the next one. Add another zero. We're just gonna
That's
run.
right. Celebration, indeed, sir. Indeed.
I wish I had a little shot of something, a little glass of wine, a little toast.
I think I've drunk enough over the season for all of us, so I got you covered.
That is too funny. That is too funny.
So, did we tell the people what we're talking about today, y'all?
No, we wanted to make sure that you came in loud and clear.
Mm-hmm. See?
You want to do it? You want to do it?
Yeah, sure. We are talking about hood humor and healing, using laughter to unpack our trauma. Trauma is not a laughing matter. But as we know, Black people, we will find a joke in everything.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I know my grandmother taught me that for sure. Like, I'd rather laugh than cry.
Right.
For sure.
Absolutely.
And it's like, is that a cultural thing, or is that only our culture?
I wonder. I don't know.
No, I would say that's universal because comedy is kind of universal, except for we have used it as our stopgap for many horrible things that have happened to us.
And
So,
and to add to that, I feel like because of the horrible things that's happened to us historically, that only has happened to us. I don't know if that's something that we share with every culture.
right, we gotta look on the bright side mentality.
We definitely got
Right, we
that
have
silver
to.
lining for sure.
Yeah.
Look, I think we as a blessed people when it comes to resilience.
Oh,
For sure.
Ain't got no
For
different choice.
sure.
I mean,
Okay.
because we laughed through COVID. I mean, you know, when COVID first came out, we was like, we ain't getting it. Drink some ginger ale. We was making all kinds of jokes.
Until you got it.
I don't know if I
Until
heard that one. She said we ain't getting
it was like drink ginger
ale.
ale. You know, ginger ale cure everything. I mean, there was a lot of jokes in the very beginning stages of COVID because we was like, we ain't getting it until we got
My mom used to send us to the bathroom for everything. You throw her, go to the bathroom. Like that's not even the same
What's
area.
in there that can fix you though?
Just get rid of
like
it.
Tylenol in there.
We're tough for sure. We are built to last.
Man.
Hey, look.
Was there like Tylenol in the bathroom, a hot water bottle? Why would you just sit in the bathroom for a sore throat? Was there medicine in there? I just want to know what's in the bathroom.
Just to get out my face, Mom. Just
or drink some water. Just go drink some water.
My throat hurts, son. It's burning. Don't drink water.
Drink some water. Go get the Mercurochrome.
No, but we are very resilient. We don't. I think it's funny because we don't walk around in the same level of fear as others, but we some very scary people too. At the same time, we'd be like, "Oh, the dark? No, we're not doing that." Or, "Oh, no, okay, we're not going over
I
there."
gotta push back on that. Our sensors are especially tuned for danger, right? So as you go to Camp Crystal Lake and everybody else eating barbecue, we're listening for the noises in the woods so we don't get murdered like the rest of these campers. That's just how they wire. So
we're not separating.
That's not scary. That's just not getting killed with everybody else. That's just what it is.
That part.
That's what that is. Okay, so it's awareness, not fearfulness.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that one.
I'm afraid I won't make it to the sequel. Let me get my butt up out of here.
I'm afraid I won't make it to
part
the
2 this episode.
Don't call me for part 2. I'm not coming to the lake. Didn't y'all know what happened last summer? We're not doing that.
Right.
Nah.
You know why I know what happened last summer? Because I got up out of there while cracking jokes. Yes, that's why I'm back.
And not saying I'll be back.
I used to be, I was, you know, as a child, I always would laugh about stuff. But, you know, I really felt like that was more, you know, dealing with trauma, you know, and me, okay, I would say for me, because I was like always the tallest kid in the class and people would make jokes about me because I was big. So I would join in on the jokes. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't feel, or my feelings would get hurt. So then that just became a coping mechanism for me to just laugh at pain, which is not always good.
Right.
Because sometimes it's some stuff you got to really deal with.
And nobody's dealing with it in childhood. You deal with it later on. Reflection, as a child, you just maturity.
Right.
See, I was wondering about that. I knew I grew up like that.
You have to be able to handle yourself verbally where I grew up at. So if you didn't have no jokes, you were just a victim. So you learn how to get quick with it real quick.
Or that sarcasm was a weapon.
Yeah. You know,
it's true. It's true. I knew and I remember watching that and feeling that exact way. Like you needed to be quick if you were going to get someone off of you. If you weren't going to actually fight, then that sarcasm in your mouth was the quickest way. If you made them laugh or something, it would kind of change the way the game went. But I never liked it. Like I remember the joning and the dozens. I used to listen to that, like folks be like, everyone would be laughing and participating. And I just remember just being like, that's not even funny. Like, that's rude. You know what I mean? Some of the stuff that was brought up is like, those is fighting words. I don't like it. I mean, I know they laughing, but I'm like, I never liked it.
It's levels to it, right? When you cracking jokes with your friends, that's totally different from when you are like someone's coming after you saying horrible things and you have to defend yourself. Because I have been on both sides.
I don't know. Because even with your friends.
Thank you, Michelle. Teacher, please.
Because even with your friends, that's not always good because, you know, your friends can hurt your feelings too.
Well, see, there's levels to this, right? My true friends ain't gonna say nothing about my mama. You know what I mean? You know,
okay, that was the line.
I said
that's the hood line. If you're not of this culture, that was the hood line right there. The mama.
Your mama is the one that's gonna get you.
Yeah.
But them was fighting words. First of all, you what?
Yeah,
you my mama? What?
Right.
If you ain't like her, you was like, what?
We fighting.
Well, it's one thing to not like your mama. You just can't say nothing about her. We're about to duke it out. I don't care what me and my mama going through. Oh, no.
You know, I just feel like we went along to get along a lot of times, even if things came from our friends. You know, we just kind of just laughed it off because it's like, what else am I going to do?
I don't know if we really laughed it off per se. I just think there was an unwritten rule. I know with the people I was close to where we, like, if you tripped and fell, we was going to crack on you. But if you were, like, genuinely hurt, we care. But if you got to dust it off, oh, it's on and popping. You know, until you draw blood and limp, we cracking jokes. So, you know, there's levels.
I was always, I know I was always too simple for that. Like, if you laughed before you asked if I was okay, in my head, that was the flag. I was like, strike. I'm about to break up with this person. You know, like I paid attention to it. The difference between the ones who helped me up first and the ones who just laughed and stayed, you know what I'm saying, where they were, I paid attention to it. I remember growing up and the girls thought it was cute to be like, oh, what's up, bitch? And I used to be like,
whoa.
Like, why is this the thing? And they would say it back and forth. I know, right? I never talk like that. They would say it back and forth like it was
they addressed you as that. Oh no.
To each other, it was cool.
I mean, it was a common thing.
Like it was endearing. I did not like it. I remember, quote, like you said, Michelle, like kind of letting them say it, you know, for a good little bit, maybe a couple months of going back and forth and not really responding back, like, but it never felt good. It never felt good. And then as soon as I felt like if I actually continue that they're about to think this is okay, I had to say something. I was like, first of all, that's not my name. And I know, we just playing. Don't play with me like that. It's like, I'm gonna just need you not to play with me like that. If y'all want to call each other that, that's fine. But I'm like, but it just don't feel good. And a lot of people do. They just allow it to happen. And I'm like, it can't feel good when folks is clowning you.
But
friends
you know what's
are not.
crazy is that I have to say that wasn't a thing that made me feel bad. Because it was just so of the norm with us growing up. Like my crew, even to this day, we might say it when we're together. Even now,
I see a lot of people that are absolutely fine with it. I see a lot of people put on a t-shirt. I'll be like,
not. It's not like we're, it's not being done maliciously. I'm not going to say it's something that we always do. Right. But it's just became a normal practice. Like, bitch, get out of here. Like, girl, what are you talking about? But is it okay? I'm not going to say that, oh my God, you should just not do it. You should stop it right now because it's the most horrible thing to do. If you have that
relationship with your friends and y'all don't end up fist fighting each other, then I guess it's okay. But you don't just walk up to randomly people be like, yo, what it be? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You probably going to have to throw hands.
Yeah.
It's probably going to happen.
Because, and in some instances, yes, and some people are saying things, they really mean what they're saying.
See, but that's why I knew it. Some things you just feel. You feel amongst yourself that it's just not okay. Now, and that's that's how I feel about the N-word. When folks say nigga this and nigga that, it's like it was used against us. It is negative. I understand you're trying to take the power away from it and you make it funny, but I'm like, it's not funny. It's not funny. I'm like, I just refuse to start something I don't plan on finishing. Like, it's not okay. It shouldn't be accepted. And I'm not going to let you think, even as my friend, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't sound good. And I don't want you to get comfortable calling me outside of my name. I want you to respect who I am in my name. Because
look at it like this. They're your friends. They're going to take the time to understand you, though. See, your true friends are going to take your time to acknowledge that and understand you.
Yeah.
If you speak up for yourself.
Well, first of all, nobody outside of my immediate circle is going to reference me in that way because that's not okay. Now, I grew up in the hood, okay? Although we, and that's what it was in my hood. So, it wasn't like, oh, we knew this was bad. It was just like what we did. So it wasn't a big thing because of how we grew up and how culturally in our area, that's what it was. But then you have somebody that call you out your name that you don't know, that you don't vibe with, that's not your friend, you fighting them.
See, I was like, the word is still the same, whether it's the left or the right. When we pick and choose,
we didn't think that though.
Because a lot of times we pick and choose especially in our culture.
Yeah,
when we want to be sensitive a lot, we want to be like, oh, it's just words. And then other times your feelings are hurt. It's either those words have power or they don't. But we are very selective of who can say it. If you invited to the cookout or not, it's like, did the words hurt your feelings or not? Just being realistic about it. And I'm like, this is verbal abuse for real. Like, I mean, from what I saw, one of the strongest things that my mother taught me was that just because you live here does not mean you are from here. Mm-hmm. Because we were in, some rough parts of town, and it was just like, this is just where we live right now. This is, these are who we're around, but that doesn't mean that you're a different kind of person. It doesn't mean that you don't have the same potential as somebody who does not live here. So I was very meaningful to just remember that, just be an observer of my surroundings versus a participant in a sense. But just watching how everybody maneuvered, you can't help but feel the pain and the chaos that everybody was used to. For me, like watching their parents and how the parents talk to the kids, how the kids were taking care of the parents. I'm like, this is why this is okay. So I couldn't sign up for it because I was like, this is why it's okay.
You reminded me of something, but let's go to break first. But you reminded me of something when you said left and right hand and love and hate. So I'll explain that.
Hello, peeps. This is RG from United Front. Quick question for you. Are you looking to be a podcaster, or are you looking for a new platform to host your podcast on? Look no further than StreamYard. StreamYard's super affordable, super easy to use. It has recording options, live options. Every way you want to broadcast, StreamYard will do that for you. Check it out. There's a link below in this podcast. Click that link. That link will get you started, and you'll give a little bit back to the community, which is us, and help us out. So, if you so choose, click the link in the description, go to StreamYard, help us out, help yourself out, and help. See you on YouTube. Peace.
And
welcome
back.
We
are back.
I love how many times you said help.
Welcome back, everybody, to Running with Scissors. If you're just joining us, welcome. Today's topic is hood humor and healing, using laughter to unpack our trauma.
Now, Penny said something. She was talking about the love left hand and right hand. I recently went to radio right hand with love and hate. Like, remember you had the hate hand, which was the left, and love hand right. That's the first thing I thought of. And why don't I have those rings at 49 years old? That is my next mission, by the way. I'm getting some love and hate rings. Thank you. Because I remember where I seen that, and I wanted those ever since I seen Do the Right Thing as a kid. Right. But
I know it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. No,
so
we get used to a lot of stuff.
Our trauma. We do get used to a lot of stuff. And when it comes to laughter, in Black and brown communities, I don't know about any other communities, so I can only speak about ours because that's where I am. So, I mean, they might do it, but I don't know.
No, from what I've witnessed, because I've traveled a lot, especially during my childhood, and in other communities, the things that they think are funny we wouldn't respond very well to them at all. The things that they use as jokes. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen different TV shows and stuff, but the stuff that they do to each other that's supposed to be funny is flat out dangerous or really disrespectful. Their humor is different from ours. I've never seen Black and brown people make dangerous jokes. Like it was always something small. I've never seen us challenge each other and think it's funny. Like we have a certain like unwritten rule with us. That's we know when not to play. Like we know the difference between playfulness and where you are doing something that's crossing that line.
So I've never seen either humor or hands. It ain't no in between.
You get these hands.
Ain't no in between.
Humor or hands.
Either all jokes or none of them are jokes. Which one you want?
Okay,
because that's
I like that on the ring. Humor or hands. Okay,
there's a fine line though with us because it's like when does laughter become avoidance too? So it's like are you just laughing your way through your trauma and not dealing with the trauma? Because
Most times.
most time that's what happens.
And I think especially in the hood and in the ghetto, our living circumstances when we're there, and it's like, yes, I've been through poverty and things, and it's like when you're there, nothing's funny. Like, peanut butter no jelly, we laughing, but you hungry, it's not funny. Come the latchkey
We
kids,
wasn't
it
hungry
was
because we
normal.
had
You
peanut
didn't know
butter.
what time mom was going to be home. You just knew
Yeah,
her
yeah,
your
we
chores
had
needed
peanut
to be
butter.
done
I
before
didn't
she
have
got
I was
there.
happy to have peanut butter.
But it
Like
wasn't
you
really
said.
funny. You felt better, and this is how we trauma bond, because you felt better because that was
Right.
happening next door too. They might have the jelly, you had the peanut butter. Now y'all friends.
That
You know
was
what I'm
how
saying?
the conversations with my cousin. That was me and Shay. Shit.
But it wasn't funny. You got through it, but it was not funny. You were embarrassed at different times. You felt better because other people were going through it, and you just kind of you mingled and you connected, so
Yeah,
you
and
laughed it off.
that's exactly what you said
I would
about
say
trauma
this.
bonding.
I don't know if we
Yeah.
trauma bonded because in my hood we didn't realize we were poor until we got older. Because our parents did a really good job of being honest with us, but keeping us very realistic. So I didn't realize I ain't had no damn money until I realized I had no damn money.
But here's the
It
thing,
was a
you
big
are
difference,
bonding with people who are in the same situation as you. So
Right.
it technically is a trauma bond because you're bonding over being
In poverty.
right.
No, we played outside. I didn't know how they paid the light bill until I had a
No,
light bill of
here's
my
my
own.
thing. My point is, you might not necessarily have known you were in poverty or struggling, but you were.
Right. Now the parents do.
The
So the way
parents
that the
knew.
parents,
Yeah.
the way that the parents treated us, the way that they talked to you, the way they interacted with the neighbors and stuff, what stays in the
Yeah.
house and all that kind of stuff. It's like the environment that shaped us came from a trauma
A trauma,
or an unfortunate
absolutely.
situation. But see, now you sound like you had good parents who made sure that you didn't study. And I don't know, my mother made sure that we had what we need, and
Yeah.
we didn't ask for
Yeah,
much.
we
Like
did
we had
too.
everything, and we was good, but we knew. We wish we had a little bit more, but we weren't
And
missing
yeah.
anything.
But
We
all
weren't
this
missing
going on.
I'm
anything.
not
You know
gonna
what
say I
I'm
didn't, but I had
Yeah.
a dad. He might not have been in the household, but I could call my dad and say, "Dad, I want these sneakers, or I want this." So I did get a lot of the things that I
Yeah.
wanted, but there was also some things that I wanted I couldn't get because mom didn't have the money to get it. So there
Mhm.
was a little bit of lack, not when it came to food. We always had something to eat. It was never a night that we went to bed hungry. You know what I mean? But could we have gotten? Could I have gotten more? Well, I should have say I wanted more, but I couldn't get more.
Well,
So you
fam, how
recognize
realistic
that.
is it though? Because we do that all the time, right? I mean to cut you off. We
Mhm.
actually do it all the time to our kids. Like, yeah, we can get them damn near whatever they want, but do they deserve to have it? And what are they going to learn by we giving them everything? So,
Well, no, my kids couldn't
You
get
see what I'm
everything they
saying?
wanted because I couldn't afford it. So no, and my kids knew that there was times I couldn't afford certain things that they
but
wanted.
that's what I mean. Even if you could, you wouldn't have gave it to them anyway because they would have never learned how to get it on their own in the
Well,
first
I
place.
can't say that. I can't say that I would not have because I wanted my kids to have certain things. So I was going to try to figure out how to get it for them, unless they was acting a damn fool. Now, if you acting
Yeah.
a fool, you ain't getting nothing because one of mine missed Christmas one year for acting a fool.
Mhm.
I
Wonder
I
why
turned.
Christmas missed us. Yeah, it missed us.
You said this. I knew that I was honest with the kids, my children, that mommy can't afford it, especially once the divorce and my health was going down. Mommy can't afford it. When we were on food stamps, it was like, okay, mommy's getting only paid once a month. This is just the beginning of the month. We're gonna
Right.
handle everything. We're gonna do our splurge. I would let them like go to the dollar store. If everybody had $5 at the dollar store or the thrift store, oh, they felt rich. They felt like they could shop
Yeah.
and do whatever they wanted, right? So I turned it into an experience. And then when we had like the food stamps, it became, man, you know what? Everybody can get one thing that you normally can't have, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is, because then we had outside money. I let them splurge at least once a month. So I
Right.
changed what would have been traumatic than just, this is what it is. This is our truth, but we can still have fun. And since I cooked everything from scratch, we were always in the kitchen and doing stuff together. So the kids didn't know that we're using the flour and the sugar and the water to make these biscuits, and we're going to have strawberries shortcake tonight because I can't afford the pre-made stuff, right? Like they didn't even know. So definitely the way that the parent handles the situation makes a big difference
Makes
in
a
that
big
child's
difference,
life. What
yeah.
they appreciate, hard
For
work,
sure.
how they look at each other, but the words that we use with each other to our kids and what they see with each other, I think that makes a big difference in how they handle all stressful situations. You know, because some things you can laugh off and the other stuff should be talked about. You know, it should be talked about.
Yeah. You're not laughing off certain things. I think you're being disingenuous. Even if you don't have the words, laughing it off in a traumatic situation is probably not the best, but it has to be addressed at some point, you know.
Okay.
And then sometimes it's time and place. You know what I'm saying?
Traumatic situation is not always that you are doing it intentionally. You're just doing it because
it's a defense mechanism.
It feels good, right? Like I need to just laugh so I don't cry.
And that was a real thing.
That was a real thing.
That nervous giggle is something for real. I think for me, I like what Joan said. Like literally, we didn't play that. She said the insulting words and
right.
Yes, no insulting words to each other, jokes and situations like that. I came from that place for sure. I didn't like it. And what was interesting is my mother is very sarcastic. Like she definitely grew up underneath my grandmother where it was like laugh instead of cry. So she is quick with it, very sarcastic. But I was the sensitive one in the house. I couldn't participate. You know, if I tried to crack a joke, it was a mild joke compared to, you know, everyone else. I just couldn't get with it. And then watching how the people around me, how they lived in their different situations, shoot, I was like, oh yeah, this is different. It's like I see why you talk like that, and my life ain't like that. Like I can't.
I mean, you see the difference in other kids' lifestyles. Like, okay, well, we don't got that, but they got that. So you kind of know, as a child growing up, that you're lacking in some areas. But of course, it is what it is because that's what it looks like in your house. So
yeah, I would agree with that. This is one of the things where I think it's perspective, right? Because honestly, my kids didn't get everything, but they got what they wanted. If that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
I did have to veto some things, but most of the time because of their behavior. Like you can't tell me that you want Jordans if you don't play any sports. I'm not going to work overtime for you to sit on the couch with $200 gym shoes. That's ridiculous. So I said, all right, dude, I'll tell you what. Hey, dog, if you want these J's, if you make the team and you play, I'll get you a pair to wear at school, and I'll get you a pair for the game. But you got to make the team. I'm not just going to give you J's just to sit on the couch and look at me, look at you. So I didn't mind doing it, but it had to be incentive-based. You had to earn it to have it. It wasn't just, the new Mario Kart is out, we just going to go cop that. Like, no, what'd you do? You cut grass. How many times your mom had to tell you clean your damn room? Because don't even talk to me if you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. It makes no sense for me to go out there and grind and shoot these moves, some questionable, but got it done. But it makes no sense for me to do this stuff if you're not going to earn it. And now, that cut a lot of BS out because they actually had something to work towards. And they earned
I can dig that. I observed that one, especially when we were young, like the first time I heard another peer as a child cussing, like, you know, full-blown sailor cussing, it was the third grade. And I was like, I was clutching my pearls, like, wow, your mama hear you talk. Like, I'm ducking and looking around the corner like, did somebody hear you about to get me in trouble cussing all loud like that in public, you know? And it was just like, my mama know I cuss, you know what I mean? And it was like, really? Absolutely. Like, that's what y'all do in your house? And I'm like, that's that influence that we're talking about, stuff that started from our childhood when we went ahead and accepted that humor was going to be the defense mechanism, the coping mechanism. Like, this is what's keeping us safe and pushing us forward, and we're using it to bond relationships. Absolutely. So no, of course we're not about to let go of any humor because it's doing all of that. That's some powerful stuff. And because it's so powerful and emotionally attached, then you rarely look backwards to disagree or change your mind about it because it's doing so much in so many different areas. But really looking at it as an adult, as mature adults, we were children making those kind of decisions. Yeah. The decisions that we make as children, it sticks with us for the rest of our life, including the way we talk. And most of us think that talking to each other like that, where'd you think we learned it from? You know what I'm saying? We were still A-B clicking on the on the TV, hitting the antennas and stuff. But the programming was still selective. TV was still getting turned off at the end of the night. That stuff came from home. And I know for myself, I got to see the most sarcasm on one side of my family where that they playing cards, you know what I'm saying? You drinking, you having a good time. The sarcasm just flew everywhere. The insults flew back and forth because it was family and friends. They're having a good time. But as an observer, all I kept thinking was, how is this fun? Like, how is this fun? I never saw them talk about anything serious. And this literally shaped my career now. I never saw the adults talking about anything heavy, anything serious. Why did such and such move? Where's so-and-so daddy go? You know what I mean? Like nothing real serious, but the cracking the jokes and that sarcasm, especially over the spade table.
Oh, remember, you came from staying in the kids' place, though.
But those conversations weren't being had. Right. They were having them, but not in front of us.
Yeah, take your ass up out the room.
And they damn sure wasn't going to have them at the spades table. They were having a good time, and they was drinking.
And that's what I'm saying, but that's what we got to observe, and we thought was cool because we only saw one side, you know?
Right.
But for me,
because
we got to see one side, so it was like they having fun. So sarcasm's okay because they was having fun. I mean, that on that spade table, it was like, whoo, Lord.
I don't think my parents was playing spades. They was playing like tunk and
big whiz.
See, it depends on where what side of town you're on. It depends on where you're from.
Yeah.
For sure. It depends on where you're from. But you got to see that as well. This is when they're bonding. So, you know, you go to the small table, you go into the room with the kids, and then you start chucking and jiving with each other because that's what the adults doing. You start pretending your Kool-Aid is shots. And then you start talking to each other like that. And
smoking little fake cigarettes, all kinds of stuff that you see them do. Yeah.
Oh, exactly.
And, there was a comment. Sean said, Dino said, earning creates appreciation, going back to what RG was talking about his son with the Jordans. But yeah, absolutely right. It does. Like, you're just not going to get anything and everything that you want just because you ask for it.
Yeah. Like, if I got to bust, if I got to shoot a move to get you the hookup, no problem. But you're not going to just get it for free. You ain't did nothing.
Yeah,
I'm already giving you free food and shelter
to laugh at our pain. But you look at comedians even now. Comedians, when they're telling jokes, it's coming from a source of pain a lot of the times because they're making jokes about it. That's what they say. It's just comedy. When someone's offended by one of these comedians' jokes, everybody's like, "Oh, it's just comedy. He's a comedian." But
there are certain things that need to be said, and when you try to put it in a serious space, people turn their ears on. Sometimes entertainment is the only way to reach some people who don't want to hear you.
Yeah, but you're still offending people, though, with your comedy. What I'm saying is that even in comedy, just because it's comedy doesn't mean it's okay. You're still offending people. But
that's when we gave it permission, though. We gave it permission that as long as it's funny, it's okay.
It's okay.
As long as it's funny, it's okay.
But some of the horrible things need to be said, even if they're not okay to be said.
There's a lot of truths that come out only in comedy, for sure. For sure. And I guess that's the part where it's like watching science, like science fiction, where is it science and truth or is it fiction and false? And that's how we look at comedy. Is this something that is funny because it's real, or is it just funny because he made a joke and it's not real?
Because he made it funny. Exactly. Because I heard some jokes that I cringed, like, oh, like that went a little too far.
Really? If the joke's too soon, you're like, wait, that was too soon.
Hold on, wait.
But you know, even when we was growing up, with all the joning and the dozens back and forth, when you talked about like people's shoes or something crazy like that or whatever, I remember like when I was growing up, I don't know if you can see how thick it is. I remember somebody called my glasses. They was like, "Oh, what's up, Thickums?" And I was like, what? Like, what is that? And I didn't even realize how thick my lenses even was, right? But it was just like, that was unprovoked. Like, when they had a good time, I was just like,
exactly. I had gotten to a point in my life where, when I got older, I was like not accepting any jokes about my size, my weight, my 4 eyes, none of that. I was not, no, we're not doing that no more. I just accepted that when I was a child because I didn't really know how to defend myself in a healthy way other than punching somebody in their face. But so as an adult,
I told you, it's either all jokes or no jokes. It ain't no in between.
When you start making jokes about someone's flaws or whatever you might think is a flaw, their size, the way they look.
That's exactly what they make jokes on.
glasses,
Nobody's making jokes about you being beautiful. That's
right.
exactly what they joke on.
You know what? I've heard people get cracked on for being attractive. I've heard this before.
I've only heard sarcasm like, "Oh, you think you cute? You think because you light skin, you got hazel eyes."
But that's a put down. Exactly. That's a put down, though. That is a put down.
You that good hair. What you doing with all that good hair?
Yeah.
You got Indian in you? Something like that. Yeah. Horrible thing. Yes, I've heard.
I remember growing up like that, and it was so confusing. Like to be able to discern through that sarcasm, you didn't know whether to say,
I'm attractive.
"You know, thank you because my mom got it for me," or if you wanted to turn around and be like, "Oh, you think you funny?" Because that people would throw it in. "Oh, you think you cute? You was feeling kind of good today." Like, what you mean? I do think I'm cute today. What's wrong with that? It was confusing. Like, this is how I know for me, it was, I never knew what was the truth between what people were saying, but I knew how it felt. And it was like, it felt sarcastic. It felt like it was, belittling. It felt disrespectful. And I couldn't trust what people were doing and saying. Even their compliments, it felt bad. And I know that had an effect on me because I genuinely, I think not until my late 20s and 30s did I know how to accept a compliment because I couldn't tell if it was real or not. Yeah. I mean, I was skinny penny till like my senior year. The skinny penny all the time. The skinny penny. And it was like, that's actually not my name.
The things about you that is nothing that you can do. You can't change it. It's just who you are. And they will make a joke about it. So now you got all of these insecurities about being
something that you wouldn't even know,
or being fat or whatever the case may be, or being tall. It's like I can't change that.
When did you know you was tall?
I knew I was tall because I was in the back of the line because of my last name or my height.
Or the picture.
I knew I was tall because I was always in the back of the line. Always.
I've been 5'8" since the 5th grade.
So from my third grade on up, I was always in the back of the line. Always in the back of the line.
And it's so like you can't do nothing about it. You're just trying to show up
with the big girls, the tall girls.
You're trying to mind your business. But it's like we learn that behavior. We learn and we teach
some build self-esteem putting down others. It's so true.
Right. Then I see that's so bullying, true. Right? That's actually called bullying. But is it bullying when the whole hood is doing it? It's like you said, it's normal when everyone's doing it.
But it's not normal though. But I think we make it normal, and then because we laugh at it when it's being said to us, we normalize it. Because if we were to start flipping out on everybody that did it,
then you sensitive.
Right, then you sensitive. Yeah.
That was my part. It was like, why are you being so sensitive? And that was my trigger. Being called sensitive versus like, this don't feel good. I know it don't feel good to you. Don't let me hear some of the friends like when they leave, they admit to not liking the comments. It's like, but when you were out there, you participated and you had a good time, but now your feelings hurt. You want to break up with that friend. It's just like, well, why didn't you tell them? Like, why didn't you tell them? Well, because that's my friend. That means they should be respecting you even more so. Because it's like verbal abuse is still verbal abuse, whether you're 7 years old or 70.
Absolutely. But as a child, you're kind of defenseless because you don't really know what to do. So
and you don't have no friends.
You're gonna laugh with them because you don't want to be the odd man out, or you just gonna stay to yourself and not talk to anybody. So now you become a recluse.
So pretty much you're taking the comedy because you crave acceptance from people. I'm saying that
yeah. I mean, absolutely, because of course it's supposed to start at home. If you're being built up in your household, then you kind of have the armor to deal with that. But some of us would, that wasn't our story at home. Not saying that our parents didn't tell us that we were great or we weren't that might not have been what we received at home.
Right, that sticks to stone,
right?
Sticks all the stone, break your bones.
I can't stand.
Yeah, think about it like this. You go to the crib is nurturing, and then you go to school, and then they say, you ain't shit. So it's a big difference from when you leave your house than when you deal with gin pop.
Right. Now you think family's biased. Y'all supposed to say that because you my mom. You supposed to say I look good. But when I leave the house, everybody talk about my outfit because you wanted to buy me that shoes, right? Like, yeah.
That part. And
usually the people who were trying to fight you, they parents say shit to them. They just came to school mad, ready to hurt somebody else's feelings. That's
because they were mad because what they were dealing with at home. You don't know what a lot of these kids are dealing. There was like a lot of I learned some stuff about some kids that I went to school with, in junior high school. A girl, I had a conversation with her, and I didn't know half the stuff that she was dealing with in school when we were young at home. And she told me, and I was like, and she used to get, her and her brothers to get picked on all the time. And because of the way that they looked, they weren't like the cleanest kids, so they always got picked on. And I was never that kid to some degree. Like, I would befriend those type of people when I was growing up. Like, okay, I'll be your friend, but not in front of everybody.
Oh, dang.
At least you're honest, though. I figured honest.
I was that person, but then it was like, okay, I'll be your friend over here, but not over here. Because, I still got an image too. Like, I don't want everybody seeing me talking to it's a horrible way to think, but as a kid,
but it was strategic.
Trying to be
as a child, that was strategigic.
Right. I'm still trying to fit in, but I feel bad because of what they're doing to you. So I'm gonna talk to you.
See,
I don't know.
I want to comment
it was motivation for me. You know what I mean? When I was growing up as a teenager, I didn't have like money. So it made me actually get out and start working, like legit, like working to get money. So to me, it was like a catalyst to make me a hustler. I didn't really, because I looked at, I wanted, and whatever else wanted. I wanted Nike Airs, I wanted Air Max, I wanted all those things. But I knew when I got to the crib, I was going to get a nice pair of shoes, but it wasn't going to be those. So if I wanted those, I had to get my ass up and do something for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that part.
I'm glad that you said that, because that goes two ways. That the same way that you use that as motivation to get a job and start making money to buy your own things, the other side, they use that to go steal, to go get what they want so that they don't get teased. And I'm like, I
wish I would have came in the crib with some stolen merchandise. You would have never met me. I would have been in the backyard.
No, I knew folks that took their shoes off before they got home. Like, here, you know what I'm saying? Take this to your house. I don't see this. So they left it in their lockers at school. It never came in the house, but it was a whole thing. And it's just like, when we do that so that you can fit in, so that you can feel more confident about yourself, but you never know which way you're gonna go, left or right. And it's like, what, both ways, because even the kids that be stealing stuff, that's a whole entrepreneur right there. If they was taught the right skills, like, you got some skills when you know how to like get what you want. That's a go-getter. It's a misguided go-getter, but it's a go-getter.
And you're gonna go get yourself locked up too. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, in my neighborhood, the hills had eyes, so you couldn't walk down the street with something new. And Mrs. So-and-so be like, "Pretty shoes, Royal, thank you." And like, "Hey, I like those shoes. Where you get them from?" My mama say, "What shoes?" So it wasn't nothing you could walk around with that someone wasn't going to report back to validate whether you was going to get your butt whooped or not.
Yeah, so you didn't have those. You had a different type of parent too.
You had an attentive parent.
You had Some parents, parent. I mean,
look, there's somebody's mama didn't even see him for a week.
I grew up in a community where if somebody's mama saw you doing something, it was getting back to your mother. Because
you was getting faded there on the side.
And I was outside cutting up, and I got home. My mother knew already, and I'm like, I don't know how you knew, because I'm like, who saw me? But my mother's always telling me, you never know who's watching you. You never know who sees you. Or you never know. So I grew up in a community that was like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, we had a village to some degree. We did, because all of our mothers kind of knew each other, even if it was in passing or we lived in the same building. There was that connection, and we knew whose kid belonged to who. Yeah, we know whose kid belonged to who.
I did not have that. My mother, I didn't have that. My mother was the single mother, and we were always new in town. At one point we moved around a lot, so it was just her children, and we are new in town. So we were like trying not to be seen. Like, we weren't talking to people. Everyone was a stranger. And then it was 2 girls, 1 boy too. I'm oldest. It was really just like, get in the house. That was the thing. Just get in the house. There was no talking to the mailman and speaking. It was like, hurry up and get home, and that's it. Get home. You know what I'm saying? It was time before she was gonna be home. Get home. So I didn't have that type of village. It was just us. It was just this. But it's like,
that's a kid too. So I was when I came home from work, nobody was there. I was only home for about an hour or so, but I was a latchkey kid. So, but I had the neighbors on the floor that was like looking out for us to make sure that we was getting. I have to say, I grew up in a community that was like that. You know,
That's cool.
the older generation did look out for the younger ones, but as we got older, we was like, there goes so and so's mother. We got to run. Like we was can't have them see us cutting up because it's gonna be a
No.
Hey,
problem.
you know she
You
gonna
know,
snitch.
it was none of that
Mhm.
sitting around just being disrespectful because somebody's mother came around. It was like, how you doing, Mrs. So and so? It was,
Okay.
you know, nowadays it's not that.
It's
Right.
completely different.
It's not that. It's not that at all.
Completely
And
different.
Dino said in the comment, this generation has thinner skin, and they do. They're so
They're very
emotionally
sensitive.
unstable. Oh my gosh.
Do you see now? It's interesting. I had this conversation earlier today
Mhm.
because there's a lot of different things being changed as far as the names. The titles of everything has been shaped and
Yeah.
changed now because of it's offensive. Everything's
Right.
offensive. Everything is so sensitive. But on the other extreme, our words do have power, and a lot of things that we've used up until now are triggering. I was dealing with what was the program? They were actually, it was at a college, and they were actually helping foster students. But on the paperwork, it said that they were helping foster students. And I'm like, I bet you that word fostering is a deterrent. It's a trigger because anybody who's ever been in the system, whoever been forgotten
Yes.
about, they don't want to participate in that. It was already a negative part of their life. And I'm like, there's only a matter of time. That's going to need to be shifted. And I actually didn't want to agree with it because I don't like all the different changes that we're changing because of the sensitivities. But the facts are the facts. Certain wording does make you feel a certain way. It
Yeah,
makes
I
you feel a
respect
certain way.
So
respect
true.
So, and it's like, dang, it's the small stuff, but at least we're aware of it now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like at least we're
Right.
aware of it because that's what we need for change.
We
We
do.
need that for change.
Yeah, we got it. I don't want to say we got to stop laughing at our pain. We have to start doing something about the pain and not just laughing our way through.
That one. Amen. Pre.
Well, I'll say it like this, right?
Yeah.
Are the kids more thin-skinned, or are they more aware of the social triggers that we just said, meh? Because
Both.
I think they have a higher level
Yeah.
of education and they know what they're looking at versus us. We
Yeah,
didn't give a
I
shit.
don't
We
know. I just feel
did
like
whatever.
these kids are so emotionally screwed. Like, no, seriously, they are just not. They're just not emotionally put together. They're not.
They're numb. These kids
I
are numb.
think we were
But can
more.
both be true though?
I
No,
think
they
it's
need a
both. True.
combination of both.
I think it's both.
Yeah,
But
what was the
they
other?
are desensitive. It's like they're really, really
That too.
sensitive. They're hypersensitive and desensitized at the same time.
Yeah,
So
that's a bad
you can't
combination.
tell them I'm gonna need you to grow up, or you really, you know, they get, oh, this, why are you calling me that? A he, she, and all that. Like they're
Right.
really, really sensitive about what you call them. But then they're used to everything being a one up and death and blood, and that
Yeah.
doesn't even phase them. So they're
Well, think of the
completely
stimuli,
desensitive
right?
on one area and
If
too
you flip the
sensitive on the
screen,
other.
think about it. If the kids go out, they flip the screen, they go from cartoons to violence to love, then back to happiness. You know what I mean? So how are you able to absorb all that with not having this really scattered view when every emotion is just triggered into your brain in 15 to 30-second clips?
Yeah,
Not
but
You
even
know what I'm saying?
everything's a
That's a lot.
swipe.
Then
You
you
don't went
don't-
through the whole
everything's a
spectrum
swipe.
in a
The
swipe.
The problem with that is that, like you just said, you can watch 2 shows in a day and you have every emotion that you could possibly have. They don't know what to do with all those emotions because they're all over the place.
And the next one came before this one changed. So
Before
you
you
didn't have time
before
to
you
feel it.
had some time to deal with that one. I'm sad. Oh wait, no, I'm happy. No, wait a minute, I'm angry. You don't know what to do
Even
with all of that.
exactly. And it's like even the swiping one, that's just wearing out our pineal gland. Okay. We just everything, the adrenaline, the highs, the falls, the fight or flight is just we're wearing it out. We're completely wearing it out. And it's going to come a point soon where we're not even stimulated unless you give us that high. Like you have to have the high.
I think we're there
just to
already.
be
I think
on.
we're there already, to be honest.
Exactly. You totally right.
Mhm.
But it's like life is doing that too.
Yeah.
Life is changing so quickly where you don't have time to celebrate something before
Oh
you
my
have
gosh.
time to grieve over something else. It changes
Or you're doing
so
both at the same
quickly
time.
At
at the same time. Exactly. Be like such and such died, but you still got to show up for work and still
Yes. You don't get
smile.
time. You don't get time.
You don't get time. And it's like you have to make the time.
You have to.
And you don't know that until you get older and more mature, more spiritually aligned.
Yeah.
And until you actually become aware, self-aware. You can't watch everybody else until you become aware for yourself what your status is emotionally, what your health status is. You don't even know.
You don't
It's
even
just your
know.
regular Tuesday. You just like, I'm always like this.
Right.
I'm always like this. It's like, well, how do you feel about that?
I don't know. How do I feel?
Yeah. You have to actually stop and
Gotta
ask
stop.
yourself.
Because you know what? Laughing together with a group of people, that is the best
Oh
feeling.
my gosh, therapeutic.
Right? It's so therapeutic, right? Because you just laughing away whatever might have happened early that day or yesterday, and you get with a group of people that you could just laugh. You leave that situation on a high and you're feeling so good. That's a form of therapy.
That's a form of addiction.
It's well, laughing. I would love to be addicted to laughing.
Yeah, addicted to humor and happiness. Sign me up.
When I tell you, I know for a fact, and I didn't realize till older, I know for a fact that I spent my whole life addicted to joy, laughing, and bringing smiles to other people. And it doesn't sound bad. We always think that, oh, but that's good. What's wrong with it? Anything extreme is imbalanced. I spent my whole 20s never saying no because I didn't want to make somebody feel bad. It was all about the joy, the pleasure, the laughter. My house was the house to go to. Like, it was always the other extreme. Everything for pleasure.
So you spent your life in service to making other people happy, but not finding happiness yourself? Is that what we're getting at?
Right.
In a sense, it was always outwards. It was always outwards. I found that later on. Like I said, anything extreme is not balanced. And I didn't realize that until God was like, okay, give everybody back their kids, and I'm gonna move you to the other side of the country so you can focus on you. Did I even realize it? Because it was something good. I told myself because it was something good, it wasn't bad. But anything,
and I get that. Because anything that you do that takes away from your own sanity and your own mental health is a problem for sure.
But see, I didn't have no problem with it. That's what I'm saying. I was happy and all of that, but I didn't know it was extreme.
So you thought you didn't have a problem with it, but you actually did. Because when you figured it out, it was like, all right, okay, something has to change.
I think once when my health started going down, and then the divorce came, and then I got to see that role that I was doing for everyone else couldn't be done for me. Not until then did I even realize that there was a difference in what I was doing and what I was creating for my world and my reality versus what really was.
Yeah.
Because we had so many memories and so much good time, but I didn't realize that that's because of what you're doing, not because of what is actually going on. Like, oh,
yeah, that's why. I mean, listen, laughing is great, y'all, but laughing is not going to help you when it comes to certain things. So you might need some therapy that's going to help you through that. Because you can't laugh your way through life and think that that's going to be therapy for you.
Right.
You just can't.
Yeah.
Sit still and ask.
Because you can't, laughing is fine, but don't laugh to the point where you're dismissing your pain.
Mm-hmm.
You ever had a nervous giggle?
Oh, yeah.
You guys heard of that, a nervous giggle?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm human. Absolutely.
Yeah. I knew it was always two different extremes growing up, especially since I was sensitive in that area as far as anything that seemed negative. If I giggled, I was either about to snap or I was about to cry. You know how you had those two extremes where it's just like, okay, you hit your point, and it's like, okay, if I cried, then I'm about to snap, or if I giggled, then I'm about to snap. It wasn't because it was actually funny. It was just like, okay, one more time.
So never tell your joke because you might either fight us or cry. Okay, got it.
I'm just saying.
Duly noted. I just be laughing because the shit is funny. She like, I'm about to slap it.
Yeah,
like, I didn't know.
Funny. Everything ain't funny.
Everything ain't funny.
Everything, and I had to learn that too because I can be very sarcastic. So that's something I had to really, really tweak and put that in.
Never noticed.
Because you're so funny over there.
Because
you're giving a brownie points.
I have to actually okay, this ain't the time for that.
You like, look, this is you, Roy. When she say something real sarcastic, you like put on the board.
Yeah,
right.
And she over there like, I need to work on that.
Sarcasm is cool sometimes, but sometimes it's like you being a bitch, like, so it's like, okay,
yeah, it's a line. There's
there's a line, right? There's a line, because some sarcasm, like on this show when we talking about different things, there could be some sarcasm because it's funny, it's a joke. But when you're having a conversation with someone and everything that you say to them is sarcastic, that person is
You don't know how to talk.
You don't know how to have a conversation with somebody.
You don't know how to.
Yeah, you don't know.
Only life and time teaches you that.
Yeah,
talking to somebody who's everything is fun. I'm just playing. I was just playing. You be like, you done said that 3 times for just this conversation.
Because you ain't
play
playing.
Too much.
You are not playing.
No.
Like, hey, when are you not playing? That's a better question.
When are you not playing? When are you serious? Like, I've encountered people like that, and it's annoying.
Let me ask y'all something, especially with this humor and healing. Should we have thick skin? Like, should it be required to have thick skin, or should it be okay not to? What do you think?
In my world, yes, but I don't subscribe to what's good for me works for everybody. You have to find your own path.
I don't know if you should always have thick skin, because then how do you? That's a hard one, because I've been told a lot of times when I was younger, because I'm sensitive, believe it or not, and I've been told to have thick skin, and it's like, I don't want to have thick skin because that thing actually hurt my feelings.
Right.
Because I think sometimes when you have thick skin, you just tend to just let things just go, and people can say and do whatever they want to do to you, because you're like, I'm not gonna let that bother me, because
I don't care.
Right? I don't care.
But
it's not that serious. But you
do. And everybody else can talk to the camera. Yes, you do. You didn't like it. How you feel is natural. Like what we do with our emotions. At the same time,
does everyone have the proper tools for that moment in time? Because if you go from crying to fisticuffs, but you just happen to be, I don't know, at school, at church, you can't go punch a reverend. You can't punch a lady with the bad peppermint. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna just put her in the headlock like next time you bring rocks in here?
But it needs to be acknowledged.
So there you go.
There's a reason why you
can't just say whatever you want to say to me, and it's okay. You have to learn how to communicate your feelings without being ready to fight.
Like, why is that triggering?
That's because you the pastor, you this person, that person, and that's another thing too. We allow so many things to just fly when people say, especially elders, they say whatever they want to say to you. Because I'm grown.
Oh my goodness, that's a trigger. I'm grown.
I grew up in that.
I'm a trigger. That's a trigger.
Even as an adult, I've had elders in my family thinking that they could tell me to shut up. Hold on, I'm not 12, so you can't just tell me or dismiss me. I'm a full-grown adult and I got children of my own. So, but then I grew up in a space saying, that's my aunt, that's my so-and-so, so I'm gonna let them get that. Then I got to a point where I said, no. I'm gonna have to check you, because you just can't
called boundaries.
Right.
Or headlock. Right.
And I had my daughter was like that with her aunt, because she got to a point where her and her aunt just were not vibing, And I told my daughter, like, she's your aunt, but you're an adult. She doesn't get to speak to you any type of way just because she's your aunt.
Good job, Mom.
No, thank you. I don't care. We're not doing that. So going back to the thick skin, but go ahead, Penny.
No, but everything that you just said, I agree with, because we make these decisions of what we're going to accept and deal with as childhood, and now we're going to be loyal to that because I'm keeping it real, versus that was back then. And like you said, Royal, you're doing the best with what you knew at the time, but it should be reevaluate. I said, everyone, reevaluate and reassess and reflect often. Is this what I want now? Is this what I agree with now? Or can I let it go? Because we do stuff that remains childish in our 40s, in our 50s, in our 60s, in our 70s. And it's like, that is childish behavior, because that's what you used to do with that, way back when. Hello, it's today, Tuesday, 2025. I'm gonna need you to update your system like you do your phone. No. Like, I mean, no, that's not acceptable because you used to. That is it's a different day, homie. Don't let me remind you. Like that is different. We have to update and decide who are you today and who are you going to be? What are you representing as you at your age right now?
United Front, and I'm a host, and I build a community, and it's almost time to go, and all that stuff. It was great. And we got this website.
Right
And
down
we some
there.
merch. And we want you to like, share, and subscribe, and email us at weareunited@myhatwho.com. That's what I recommend.
And I also want to leave everybody with a question to
Shameless.
ask yourself. I got a question for everyone to ask themselves, as you ponder through the week or whatever. How do you tell the difference between healing and avoidance?
That's a whole other show.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm just saying.
Why you wait till 1 hour?
Because while we're laughing through the pain, what are we avoiding?
Mm-hmm.
A fight.
If you still felt it,
Gotta think about it.
If you still felt it, you're not healed. That's if you still felt it, then you still got some healing to do. That's the truth. That's the truth. Like, I'm still triggered. Let me go back to the lab.
But that shit wasn't funny. But I'm laughing to prevent me from punching you in your face. Yeah, no, that's my favorite line. But I'm just saying, I don't, and I don't want to punch people because I'm too old. I can't fight. I got things going on. So no.
Whatever.
I can't.
You just haven't been motivated enough to hit somebody.
I don't want to fight nobody because that's not.
She has healed. She has woosad.
I have right. I have, I listen. It is what it is. But I gotta, before we go, I gotta shout out my doggy Jack, y'all. I lost my dog this week, y'all. Last week.
Damn.
The fur baby.
My fur baby gone, y'all.
Damn. Now, you know I gotta ask you. You gonna get another dog?
My son said he doesn't know if he wants one right now. So, because that was his dog, but we loved him just the same. 14 years.
You might have another dog.
Because I watched him, when they
everything.
Did so that was horrible for me and emotional. But it's like you kind of
that's a family member, y'all.
I've even talked to y'all about it because I knew it was coming. It was coming soon enough. I knew it was coming, but when it came, I was like, "Oh man!" So shout out to my boy Jack up there. All dogs.
Rest in peace, homie.
We love you, Jack.
All dog is going to have it, so I know that's what he is. And to everybody out there that lost a dog, I know one of my Facebook friends my childhood friends, she lost her dog too. So it's like
those losses are real.
They are. I was born like a baby, y'all.
Thank you for still smiling.
No, right. I'm good. But my boy Jack.
It's sad though.
It is sad.
Your dog understands you on a level where some humans don't. You know what I'm saying? And that just comes from y'all growing together. You had them when they were little ass puppy, and now they're big. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's over a decade.
Because I would come out my room and I close my door so he wouldn't go in. I'm still doing it.
I was about to say that's a whole routine you have to shift. That's a whole routine. So look, it's okay. It's okay to not be okay.
Like right now, he would come out here. He'd be right around over here, slipping around. See what's going on over here. And my son opens his door. I look for him to come out, and he's not coming out.
See,
right?
So it's an adjustment. You got to get used to him not being here. So no, not a dog. Right, man. I don't know how long. I don't know. He might want to get one later on, but right now, we just gonna chill.
Let it cook.
Yeah.
Let it cook.
Well, what we talking about next week? Let me see.
What we got, sister?
Let me see what we talking about.
Everybody go to YouTube, Instagram, and then I'm going to make sure it gets up on the Facebook page. I'm trying to figure that one out. And do the poll so we can figure out what we're going to do for viewers' choice. We got 2 weeks. 2 weeks for you guys to choose the topic, and we got some humdingers.
I got frenemies, flags, and family feuds. When the real violence starts at home.
Ooh, that sounds like this was the segue.
Gil Scott Heron in the building.
Yes.
Moments where the hatred is. Gil Scott, I'm gonna put that on the board for myself. Gil Scott Heron, shout out.
See. All right.
So make sure y'all guys tune in next week, and thank you guys for joining us again.
Can I tell them the show to choose from, or let them read it?
No, go ahead.
Okay, the 4 topics to choose from for viewers' choice is: what do you do when your brain doesn't work?
podcast.
What's the best way to break up with somebody?
Text.
Overthinkers Anonymous for those who plan out their arguments.
That's
strategy.
That's crazy.
And what's next? What do you need to do to get to your next level? Okay, so
you got here at the end. You got to catch the replay, Keith.
yes, and pick your topic for the last.
And make sure you set your timer so you be here on time, but you can still go catch the replay. So we got to catch the replay. We're gonna put the poll out there so y'all can vote on what we're talking about.
Yep. All right. Another one
next week.
100. Yay!